What up, boxing world? JF Sports. I want to talk to you guys about what David Lemieux had said today regarding the Miguel Cotto versus Saul Canelo Alvarez fight. It's clear that David Lemieux is picking Saul Canelo Alvarez to win against Miguel Cotto. That's fine. I said this before. That's what makes the boxing world great. Our differences. At the end of the day, we all have our dogs in the fight. And Canelo is being picked by David Lemieux to win the fight. He was asked a few things regarding what he thought about who he's gonna fight next if he does beat Golovkin. His response was clearly as simple as he's gotta get Triple G Golovkin out the way first. Good response, in my opinion. But a lot of people are criticizing him because, contrary to popular belief, a lot of boxing fans said David Lemieux should be fighting either Canelo or Cotto first rather than Golovkin right away. David Lemieux is also being criticized because when he got the Golovkin fight, all of a sudden people knew him. Now he's on the spotlight. He was somewhat known before, but it's not as much as it is now. Some people saying that before David Lemieux start talking about Canelo and Cotto, he's got to put his undivided attention and full focus on Triple G Golovkin, because Triple G Golovkin is no walk in the park. Triple G Golovkin is not somebody you could just walk through. Gennady Triple G Golovkin is not no picnic. Let's just say if David Lemieux happens to upset Gennady Golovkin, I can see him fighting Canelo. That's what he's picking to win against Cotto. And he's picking Canelo for a reason. There's reason behind everything. There's reason behind every statement that these athletes say. And you guys know that. Some people say David Lemieux is now growing a big head. Whatever that means, one can only tell. I personally like Lemieux, especially when I heard him talk on the press conference. He seemed very friendly, but he means business. Some people say the only time that David Lemieux even had a competitive fight was with Marco Antonio Rubio, and that was 4 or 5 years ago, and he clearly lost that fight. Some people say also that David Lemieux has only been picked by Triple G Golovkin and his team as an opponent because Triple G Golovkin at the moment, don't really have any opponents. As a matter of fact, they're saying that Gennady Golovkin is having a hard time of picking an opponent or finding an opponent. Some say that David Lemieux is only a tune-up fight and a cherry-picked for the Canelo or Cotto. Whoever wins that fight is clearly going to fight Triple G. Now, Triple G is not necessarily somebody that I would say a cherry picker. I think Triple G is being told of who he's going to fight. Triple G repeats every post-fight conferences, post-fight interviews. He says over and over that he's ready. He's ready for the big drama show. He'll fight anybody. He mentioned Mayweather. He has mentioned Canelo. He has mentioned Cotto. And we, as boxing fans, we all know whoever wins the Canelo versus Cotto fight is clearly facing Triple G Golovkin. That may change only if David Lemieux upsets Triple G. The chances of that are very slim, but sometimes it does happen. Now, a lot of people now criticizing David Lemieux because, like I said earlier, he's starting to talk some crap. Already, as they say, preparing for the winner of the Canelo versus Cotto, which is kind of an insult to Gennady Triple G Golovkin. I hope David Lemieux is not underestimating Golovkin. I hope David Lemieux puts his undivided attention and full focus on the fight upcoming. If he does, gets past Triple G, and I emphasize, if, then yes, he should face the winner of Canelo versus Cotto. David Lemieux has a lot of fans. Gennady Golovkin has a lot of fans. Both fighters have country behind them, and not to mention their fans also in the US. I think that the Golovkin versus Lemieux fight is going to be an okay fight, and I have also said that before. I did my review of the Golovkin versus Lemieux press conference and the first official face-off. I also had a review of the first look of Golovkin versus Lemieux. Please watch those videos. And like I said earlier, to end this video, I am still not fully convinced and skeptical, so to speak, that the Triple G Golovkin versus David Lemieux fight will actually be explosive. We have to all be proven wrong. Nobody's perfect. But we all know David Lemieux is not necessarily in Triple G Golovkin's level. Many says, and many people are actually betting for David Lemieux on this fight. But as you guys saw the ads already, if you didn't, Triple G is heavy favor. Not very heavy, but heavy enough. David Lemieux said some fighting words, fighting statements on the press conference, to include, "I'm not here to be Golovkin's friend, and there will be blood." Those are good for advertisement, good for publicity, and overall, it's good to hear some kind of fighting words before the actual fight. Fans love those. It's called boxing for a reason. But we all know Triple G Golovkin doesn't necessarily talk in those ways. But there you go, guys. I thought I'd give you guys my little review and thoughts and what people said already on these comments on the social media today, a couple hours ago, that David Lemieux is picking Saul Canelo Alvarez to win the fight against Cotto. As a matter of fact, David Lemieux is not the only one that's picking Canelo. Margarito also. Margarito went on record today. He said that he thinks Canelo will beat Cotto. Let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment. Please like, comment, and subscribe. JF Sports. Thanks for watching.